and welcome back. Thank you very much. Today I want us to talk about demand and revenue analysis. Now the question is, what are we supposed to achieve at the end of studying this? Number one, we are going to define demand. Number two, we are going to list factors that affect demand. Number three, we are going to distinguish between changing demand and changing quantity demanded with help of appropriate diagrams. We are going to describe the relation demand and revenue. Okay, let's get into business. The question is, what is demand? Now, we should understand that demand is a quantity of goods that buyers are willing and able to buy at a given price. We should understand that the success and the thriving power of every firm lies in demand. Now, what do we mean? The firm should ensure that its products are demanded. Otherwise, if there is no demand, it will be very difficult to make profit. The business will make loss, and at the end of the day, collapse. Therefore, managers are given a special responsibilities to ensure or promote the demand for the products of the firm and come up with the appropriate prices so that they can make revenue, which will in turn lead to making profit. Okay, now let's talk about the factors that affect demand. Remember, we have said that demand is a quantity of goods that buyers are willing and able to buy at a given price. So the underlying word here is the willingness and able to buy at a given price. So let's talk about that affect demand. What are the factors that affect demand? Number one, price of the product. Now, the price of the product will affect demand. What does that entail? It means that the higher the prices, the lower the demand. The lower the prices, the higher the demand. What else? Income of consumers. If the income of consumers is high, you see that demand for goods and services will be high. And if the income for consumers is low, you find that the demand for goods and services will be low. What else? Price of complements. Now, before we explain that, we should understand what complements are. Complements are products that go along. For example, every time you go to buy, what can I say? Every time you go to buy cornflakes, yes, cornflakes, automatically you end up buying milk because cornflakes and milk moves together. So if cornflakes goes up, the demand for milk will be affected. On the other hand, if the prices of cornflakes goes down, the demand for milk will be there. Okay, price of substitute. Now, what are substitutes? Substitutes are products that you can take in place of the other. For example, in place of tea, I can take coffee or cocoa. So what does that mean? If the prices of substitute goes high, then the demand for that main product, tea, will be high. Or if the prices of substitute, let's say coffee and cocoa, goes down lower than the prices of tea, you find that the demand for tea will go down because people would have shifted to buying cocoa and coffee, which is at a lower price than that of tea. So when the price of substitute is high, the main product will be of high demand, and if the prices of substitute are low, then demand for the main product will be low. Okay, let's continue. Weather. Now, weather promotes the demands of products. For example, raincoats, umbrellas. In the rain season, and raincoats and umbrellas in the rain season are on demand. Why? Because people are in need of them to protect themselves from what? Rains. The same thing goes with sweaters. Sweaters are on high demand during the cold season because people are in need of protecting themselves from what? Cold. Advertising. Okay. Advertising will affect demand in the sense that when there is more advertising, people will be made aware more of the product. Therefore, they will go and buy. Less advertising means people will be less aware about the product. Therefore, they'll go and buy less. Market prices. If the market prices are high, products will be demanded. The demand for the product will be low. And if the product prices are low, the demand will be high. Okay, let's continue. Population size. Countries like Nigeria, countries like China, they have huge population sizes. This entails that businesses there thrive because of the number of people that come to buy. If we compare to countries with or places with low population, you find that there is no demand because they do not have enough people to buy the products. Okay, population structure. Now, population structure also determines the demand. For example, if the population structure is youthful, it is just made up of youths. You find that if you take walking sticks there or lesbian's chair, they will not be on demand. Why? Because youths do not use walking sticks or lesbian's chair. On the other hand, if the population is saturated with old people, then take smartphone there, you take luxury things, they will not be bought, they will not be on demand. Why? Because old people have no use for them. So population structure also determines demand. Okay. Population structure that we have talked about. Taste and fashion. Now, the fashion, let's say the coming in of smartphones, has made demand for phones to go high. The taste, let's say certain products, taste is good, has been proved to be good, then the demand for that product will go up. When the taste gets bad, the demand will go down. Okay, let's talk about what I may call change in demand. I'm confident that you are able to see that diagram. And before anything, you can see something. Price, quantity, D2, D1, D3, lines and arrows. What do that mean? Okay, that is change in demand. What is change in demand? Change in demand is a shifting of a demand curve either to the left. Now, when we say to the left, it's more like it's going down. Left is more like going down, where these arrows are pointing. It is the movement of the curve either to the left, that is down, indicating a decrease in demand. So when this line moves from here to going to this line, then it is a decrease in demand. Or to the right, that is this line 1, moving from 1 to 3. It is moving to the right, and this indicates increase in demand. So the movement from 1 to 2, which is to the left or down, it is decrease in demand. And the movement of D1 from 1 to 3, which is to the right, is increase in demand. So this is a price and this is a quantity. Okay, let's talk about this. Can you see properly? So one line, D3, has disappeared. What is that? What does that mean? Okay. When G1, this line, when this line G1 shifts to the left and becomes D2, have you seen? This D1, which was there, has moved from D1 and has gone to D2. That is a decrease in demand. This shift of the curve to the left entails a decrease in demand. Have you seen? That's what we're able to see clearly. D1 has moved to D2. So the demand has decreased, has gone down. Okay, let's see the next thing. Reduction in the price. What are some of the factors that will cause this line to move from D1 to D2? What can lead? What are some subsequent results that will lead to this line, D1, moving to D2? Let's talk about them. Number one, we are talking about the reduction in the prices of substitute. Now, we said that substitute, these are goods that can be taken in place of the other. So, if there is a reduction in the price of substitute, people will go from the main product and go to the substitute. Therefore, that line will move from G1 to G2. Number two, an increase in the price of complements. Now, complements, these are products that moves along. They are like twins. Every time you're buying candle, you also buy matches. So imagine candle, let me say matches is a complement of candle. Let's say matches goes up. It will affect the demand for what? For candles. The price, the demand for candle will go down because matches has gone up. So an increase in the price of complements will bring in decrease in demand. What else? A reduction in the number of buyers. When buyers stop buying, then the demand will go down. What else? An increase in income if the product is an inferior one. Wow, we now have another term called inferior goods. What are inferior goods? These are goods that the low standard classes like us do buy. So what happens is that if I'm working as a teacher, then I go and buy Salaula, I'll go and buy, Chisensei, I go and buy Impua. The moment I'll be appointed as a PS, you never see me buying Salaula. It means I have affected the demand for Salaula. Salaula's demand will go down. So an increase in income if the product is an inferior one. So that product Salaula is an inferior. My income has increased from my salary which I get of 2,000 to something like I'm getting like a 30,000. You cannot see me buying Salaula, so I'll affect the demand for Salaula. Okay, next. A decrease in income if the product is a normal good. Now imagine I'm now a PS. I'm getting 45, 30,000 as my salary. Then I'm demoted and I become a security guard. Oh, my income will drastically drop from 30,000 to something like 1,500. So I used to go into boutiques to buy, expensive goods, normal goods, the goods for people of Upper Mwamba. So what will happen is that because my income has decreased, then I'll stop going to buy those normal goods. Therefore, the demand for normal goods will go down. Therefore, a decrease in income, if the product is a normal good, will cause decrease in what? Demand. Okay, let's continue. Unfavorable change in consumer tastes. Let's say Chiwantu, I'll use Chiwantu. The way it's being made, it has attracted a lot of people. Because you just take one bottle, you are set for a day. That will be your lunch. Now, imagine if I started making Chiwantu, something that is not thick as it is. the taste becomes so liquid. People run away from there. They'll start buying something else. Therefore, the unfavorable change in consumer taste will make a product's demand to go down. Okay, let's see that. Wow, I can now see a D1. Yeah, I'm thinking correctly. I can see D1 has now gone up to the right. It has become D3. Ooh, what does that entail? When D1, this one, shifts from D1 to D3, that is shifting is it to the left or right? That's the right. I'm sorry, forget about that word. It shifts from the left and it becomes D1 shift to the right. That means an increase in demand. Have we seen? This one has shifted from here and has become this. Boom, 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 boom. It has caused an increase in demand. Wow. And what are some of the factors that will lead this D1 to move from D1 to go to D3? Let's talk about them. Number one, an increase in the price of substitute. Now, people ran away when the prices for tea was increased. They ran to cocoa or coffee. Then subsequently, coffee is even now increased above tea. People now come back to tea. An increase in the price of substitute will lead to an increase in the demand of the main product. Okay. A decrease in price of complements. Wow. Let's assume now candle have been reduced. Because candle have been reduced, people also buy what? Complements, which is matches. Because the complement candle has been reduced. So a decrease in price of complements will increase demand. What else? An increase in the number of buyers. When buyers increase, they will lead to an increase in demand. What else? An increase in income if the goods are normal goods. Wow. I said if I'm promoted to PS, permanent secretary, I'm getting a 35,000 now per month. I'll stop going to buy chisense impakalemla, but those goods, food are nutritious. They are recommended because these other food that we eat, actually, we do eat our own deaths. But it's just natural. Once your income level has increased, you tend to change the class. So an increase in income if the goods are normal goods. So I'm now APS, I'm getting 30,000 and above. Automatically, I'll start buying goods that are normal goods, boutiques, butcheries, Therefore, I'll increase the demand for normal goods. What else? A reduction in income if the goods are inferior goods. That really should not be a reduction in income. Okay, that it should be that. I thought I'm talking about anything. We are talking about what will lead in the increase of demand. Now, a reduction in income if the goods are inferior goods. I earlier on said that I'm demoted from a security guard and I'm brought down. I'm now from a permanent secretary, I'm brought to the position of a security guard. I'm now getting 1,500 instead of getting 35,000. What happened is that I'll stop going to boutiques, I'll stop going to supermarkets, I'll stop going to Levy Mall, I'll stop going to Zitet Galung Mall, I'll start going now to Soweto, I'll start going to Chimwemwe, I'll start going to Dakadori to buy inferior goods. So what will happen is my reduction in income has caused me to go and buy inferior goods, causing an increase in demand for inferior goods. Let's hope you're understanding that. What else? A favorable change in consumers' taste. Wow. People ran away from Chiwantu because the taste went bad. Then the trade kings improves on the taste and makes Chiwantu to taste very sweet. People come back. That will increase demand for Chiwantu. So favorable change in the consumer's taste will increase what? Demand. Oh, I think we have come to the end. In our next lesson, we are going to talk about change in quantity demanded. Thank you very much. God bless you until next time. Shalom, shalom.